Welcome back, Lelanders, to another new Amico update. Yes! This is my all-time favorite Amico update, probably since I ever heard that Amico was announced. Now what we had here is a slide from one of my previous episodes that we talked about how the NVIDIA Shield wasn't working properly with the Intellivision Amico Home. So it was a big disappointment. Everyone wanted to try the games on Shield. And we just found out today from John Alvarado and other YouTubers that NVIDIA Shield is now working. So today's episode, we're going to go over what was changed, how it got fixed. We'll demonstrate it working and how you can do it too. And we'll discuss some more of the Amico news at the end. So first, let's go. Here was John's announcement on the roadmap that Google TV and Android and everything was going to be working in February. And what do you know? It's February. So they're on track. So well done, Intellivision. I know what it was. It came out the Valentine's Day update. A lot of people are making fun of it, but I think getting the games for Amico working on Shield is huge. So in the past, when they said it was working, but it wasn't quite working, was Amico Home started to load onto the Shield, but the games kept coming up saying that they're not compatible with this version. So that was a bit of a setback, and I talked to John on Discord a little bit, trying to talk to him about how it's going with getting it working on Shield, and trying to actually even talk to him about some of the different things that could be the cause, because I was reporting back doing the beta testing. So it was quite an exciting process. Now John, I haven't always thought that he was doing such a good job on Intellivision with Amico because of all the setbacks, but now that I've interacted with him a lot on the Discord and seen how much work he's doing, it's ridiculous how hard John works. So I don't know how much they're paying him, but I think every penny they give John is worth it, because he's definitely getting a lot accomplished now. I know there was some setbacks, but damn, it's getting better and better by the minute. Alright, so I guess before we do any more slides, we'll go to the screen where we'll actually watch the NVIDIA Shield and see if we can get it working with Amico Home. Let's do it. Alright, up on the screen I got my NVIDIA Shield running, and I also have my controller app running on my Samsung Galaxy Edge, S7 Edge I think. So we'll bring, here's the Intellivision, or the NVIDIA Shield main screen. You just go to wherever you have Intellivision Home installed. I got mine from the Play Store, whereas if you go to the Play Store, they have a good version. You can download it. I think if you sideload it, it still loads, but I'm not sure it's a good version. I tried sideloading it at first before. Oh, and the other thing I'm going to show too is I also have a PS3 controller here. PS3, wireless, and I've got this synced up to my Shield. So hopefully I can show you how the PS3 controller, oh, you gotta turn it on. I like how it times out, it just doesn't kill the battery. Alright, so this is me controlling the Intellivision Amico Home app with a PlayStation 3 controller, just to show you that you can do it. And it's funny that the buttons even function. Alright, so some of the games like Astro Smash, that's one that's working. But another game that I own is Shark, and John hasn't finished doing the updates for all the games yet, so if you say you pick a game like Shark, it still says buy it, even though I already own it. And if you go here, it still says that it's incompatible, right? So I'll go back. So what I did is I talked to John. He's like, oh, make sure you try Astro Smash, because that's one of the games that he did the update to get it working. So look what happens when you pick Astro Smash. Now it finally has the play option. Hey, Steadfast.
Hi.
Ready for some Amico?
Sure. I just submitted all my submissions.
Nice. Alright, so we can pick play. If you're doing it for the first time, it'll ask you to install it.
Sorry, I only have 10% battery.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just going to show the viewers how to play the NVIDIA Shield with it now. Alright, so yeah, once you have it installed, you can pick play. And the major upgrade I noticed to this is on my other Android box, if I pick play here, it just goes to a black screen. And then I have to open the game separately. But the upgrade when it comes to Shield, I can just hit play now, or X on the PlayStation 3 controller. Now here's where it really gets wild, is lo and behold, I can actually even control the menus of the game with the PlayStation 3 controller. So you can see I'm controlling the menu. Isn't that freaking wild? You know what's the other wild thing? I can even hit buttons. So I can pick campaign. Well, let's pick versus. But eventually, once you're playing it for a while, it should come up with the message saying to turn on an Amico controller. It probably isn't doing that because I already have my Amico controller on, so it's counting and keeping the menu open. But sadly, if I open the game with this, it doesn't actually control the game yet, just the menus. So if anyone got their hopes up that they could keep playing with the PlayStation 3 controller, sadly you cannot. That was just a teaser. Only the menus, and you can pick my buttons with the menu. So now we'll switch to the Amico controller. If anyone hasn't seen my other episode, my cell phone wasn't working the greatest as a controller because my finger would always slide off the D-pad. I couldn't really accurately track where it was. So I got one of these bad boys. It's like an Intellivision disc that you can order from China, and it just sticks right to the Intellivision controller / cell phone. So we'll do that here if anyone hasn't seen how. I recommended to John and everyone at Intellivision, they should make some of these like controller cases and print the Intellivision logo on it, or the Amico logo, or something cool like that. So you take it out of the case. It's got a little suction cup on the back. So all you do is you place it on the screen where the wheel is, and once it's perfectly centered, or as the best you can, just press down on the D-pad a bit, and then it suctions to your phone. Now if you're using a screen protector, it won't stick. But if you have no screen protector, or heck, even if your glass is a little sticky, not sure where mine is, just kidding, then that's what, it'll stick just fine. So I don't know if it's something recently that's happened with Shield, or maybe my account, but my account from my phone is now gone. So now I just pick guest again. Pick player 1. And now I have it. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. An Intellivision controller with an actual Intellivision disc with a phone. Whoops. As I show off, I crash it. Let's go to Amico Home console. What I'm trying to do is go back and then, oh there, back. So I haven't played this game a whole lot yet. Maybe a couple hours a day. Alright, so we'll pick campaign. You'll never guess when I was playing with the NVIDIA Shield what level I made it to. Can you guess?
What guess? Tell me.
What level? Made it to level... Oh, almost. Level 5.
Close.
Yeah, so not 8 yet. Hopefully soon. Alright, so we'll pick that campaign.
Oh, that number that I missed was the Honda people.
Yeah,
They
that's
want
our
to sell
favorite.
that car.
Wow.
Nobody wants to buy it because it's manual.
Yeah, I can imagine. Standards are rough. Right, so I turned the game to auto fire. Now I'm using the D-pad. Yeah, there's one cigarette, one joint on the table. The cigarette's the one closest to the fan. Or no, the joint's the one closest to the fan. Right, so one thing that I noticed with playing on the Shield, I don't know if you can make it out on the live stream, but the graphics seem enhanced compared to playing it on the other Android box I was playing. And hopefully we'll remember to go to a slide that I got where John Alvarado explains that in the future he's going to have it set for the Amico whole app that you can, don't quote me on it, but from what I understood is you're going to be able to increase the graphical capabilities in the menu. So depending how powerful the device you're running, you can increase or lower the game resolution. Which I think that's a great idea because it takes the Amico from being compatible on a few devices to being compatible fully on a lot of devices. Like we're talking millions of devices. Now some people make fun of the idea that you can play Amico games on all these different devices, but I think it's a great thing. More devices the better. So that's why it was kind of weird when Intellivision had all these delays. To me, it was like a silver lining that sure we had to wait so long and this console got canceled, but the compatibility increased dramatically from what was originally planned. I don't know how much they were really going to push the Amico whole app unless we had all these delays. Now, if people haven't played Intellivision with this disc yet, it is freaking amazing. The only thing that I noticed is kind of annoying is when I'm playing Astro Smash, I'm playing the whole time with just one hand. So I can use my other hand to like kind of drink or smoke or whatever I'm doing with the other hand. No puns. So when people are making fun of Intellivision, like, oh, why would anyone want to play it like this? Main reason I want to play it with this is so I can play with one hand. But then comes the issue with the hyperspace. Like, I really wish I could just pick the direction I wanted the hyperspace. Oh yeah, you can. And still do it with one hand. Instead have to like use your other hand to reach the hyperspace and tap the screen. And I don't know if it's a shield thing or maybe the controller isn't as accurate as I hoped, but occasionally I do get a little bit of a drift to the left. And it happens, I don't know, like there it did. So it is kind of annoying every once in a while it drifts left. But John actually gave me a solution to fix that problem in the options. Is you can actually increase and decrease the sensitivity range for the analog, like the controller. So we don't have to worry about always like, hey, it's too sensitive, I'm drifting to the one side. We should be able to adjust it. I can't remember if we can adjust it now or say that's coming in the next controller update. So apparently the Amico Home Controller app, it's going to get an update that's going to change some of the features. Oh yeah, and I talked to John, it was one of the other Discord people on the Intellivision Discord. They had a suggestion that John or someone at Intellivision could change the size of the controller's disc. So John said that he might be able to make a menu in the settings where you can adjust the size of the disc. So that way you can make it match the controllers perfectly, like this controller disc, depending what size your screen is. On my Samsung phone, it actually works really good because it's almost identical to the size you need. But my girlfriend, Steadfast, her phone is quite a bit bigger screen. And when she installs Amico Home and uses the controller, it kind of overlaps the edges a little. Because it's such a bigger screen, it makes the disc bigger. Bigger isn't always better, right? Alright, so I think we've tested enough. The only thing that I noticed that's a little bit different on the shield compared to the non-car box I was playing, occasionally you do get a graphic hiccup, where it almost seems like a stutter. But it's actually pretty rare. Like I made it all the way to what did I say, 5 or something? And in that getting to level 5, it made me hiccup 3 times under the whole game experience. And it's only for a split second. Maybe like less than a frame or something. Well, I guess not less than a frame, but less than a few frames. Yeah, so if anyone's got their hopes up that they can finally play Amico on the shield, I am playing it with like a freaking pimped out controller. If anyone's wondering, the experience is damn good. We're talking one-handed gaming. We haven't seen one-handed gaming since the Wii, right? The Wii remote had one-handed gaming, so that's one of the other consoles that was successful at bringing it to us. Seems like a good idea to me. Alright, so we'll wrap up this level if I can read it, and then we'll go back to the other slides to cover some of the Amico news. Basically, the Amico news was on Valentine's Day, yesterday. The company released an update, or Phil Adams did, and he really just covered a lot of the stuff that John's already covered on the Discord. So if anyone's reading the Discord, quite a bit of review. Well, I noticed some YouTubers that started to hate Amico so badly. There was one guy that said he would disown his entire family if they got an Amico and said they liked it. He even said he would divorce his wife the next day if she played Amico and said she liked it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I was like, holy. It's like, when are you planning the divorce? Better not get her the Amico just in case.
She's already planning the divorce, don't get her nothing.
Yeah, well, after hearing that, like, it seems like maybe their marriage is already on the rocks. Not to make fun of it. That's a pretty extreme statement. So it just goes to show you, like, some people are so caught up in the mindset that in television can't succeed. It's like they're destined to believe that it's going to fail no matter what. They can't even conceive the option that it's actually going to have a viral game. And let's face it, like, a viral game can be as simple as Candy Crush. So it doesn't have to be the next Halo running on this thing. And I really do think these games are more geared to mobile gamers, which is better for me. Console gamers are going down the tubes. The numbers have crashed so bad that Xbox has even considered getting out of the console market. Yeah, it's pretty intense playing this game, trying not to use the numbers. Oh, there we go. Level 2 is just too intense, right? It just never ends. You should have cut the length of this level by half. Oh! I get killed just for saving. I felt committed. I was like, you know, I'm gonna try to make that. Yes. Alright, level 2 complete. Alright, so next we'll wrap up the last of our slides. So people got an example. I even beat level 2 there, and the graphic slowdown wasn't really that bad. I didn't see any hiccups. I guess I should have ran it on frames per second, but maybe we'll do that next episode. When I was doing beta testing for John, he also shared how to put the frames per second counter on the screen for built right into the Amico. I don't know if that'll be a feature after, it could just be for the beta testing, but it's neat to be able to turn on the frames per second. Alright, so I was thinking it's kind of wild that now that the controller for Sony on NVIDIA Shield not only works for the menus for Amico Home, but it even works for the game menus. So can you imagine in the future they're going to make it fully compatible not just for the game menu, but to actually play as a controller? Could be getting my hopes up because maybe they won't do that, but I think it would be nice since we're playing on the Shield. Why not make it compatible with all the big three's controllers? So not only is Amico going to have the best controller, but you'll be able to do a head-to-head comparison. Which controller you actually like best by playing it with all of them. Alright, so John was saying that the latest version of Astro Smash supports performance setting sliders that are controlled from the controller menu, but he needs to publish the updated controller menu or app that will allow you to tone down the explosion effects that may eliminate the occasional performance hiccups. So that's a great idea. This is one of the things I was wondering, that now that Shield can run Amico and all these other Android boxes, shouldn't they have a graphical capability slider so that if you're playing on really high-end devices, you could turn it right up to 4K, maybe even 6 or 8K. Can you imagine? Or turn it down if you have a crappy device. So yeah, so just to report back the news on the Vontar box, the latest one still doesn't work with Amico Home, but one of the games for Amico shows up. So if anyone has this box and they tried out Dart Frenzy, that's one of the only games it shows that you can play for Amico on the latest Android 13 box. And it has an extra gig of RAM over the Shield, so I kind of hope I get to try it on this one day. Oh, the other thing I was thinking would be nice for Intellivision to release some stickers. So my Android 12 box, it actually does play Amico flawlessly all the games in really high frame rates. I could just take an Amico sticker, peel it off, and put it on my Android box. And next thing I know, I have an Amico Home console. And same thing with the controller adapter boxes. Make like either a 3D printed box or just stickers so that we have some more Intellivision actual gaming gear. Instead of all these mugs and t-shirts and stuff, I kind of want to go in the direction of getting stickers so we can make our own actual peripherals for gaming. Like heck, if I was Intellivision, I would get a contract to like make these cases for the controllers and 3D print or maybe just mold it so that it has the Amico logo on it or the Intellivision logo or a whole bunch of different ones. Oh yeah, here is where John was giving us some information on the slider in the controller menu to control the size of the dead zone of the disc. That is the important thing for those thumb disc devices because they have a pretty small movement radius. So you want to set the dead zone to the smallest size. The dead zone slider is in the settings, gear, controls, disk input. So maybe we can change that one already. We don't even have to wait for the update. Yeah, so there's a picture of the disc sitting on my girlfriend's phone, and you can see how the space is like it overlaps a little because this shape is just too big. So hopefully in the future John makes that update where you could just slide the disc a little bit smaller. Oh yeah, the Amico Indie Developer Program, there was some information about that released on Valentine's Day. If anyone wants to make an Amico game and they have the skills to do it, just message me. I've got a game idea that I'd be loving to release on Amico. It requires like the touch screen and the really hypersensitive analog for looking at maps. So that's what I was thinking would be a neat game. A little bit educational maybe, but more entertainment too. Alright, so yeah, people can put in the chat what do they think would be maybe a good Amico game idea that they want to make. Oh, and then there was the controller talk, and they're talking about how the Amico controller is going to be compatible with Android boxes like Shield soon, and they're trying to get it out in the market by Christmas. To be fair, I think that's a bit of a long shot, but I would still love to see it. Because, man, that's a lot to get done by Christmas. You already almost have to have the factory start making it now to get it ready in time. And everyone think it's a good idea for them to crowdfund the Amico controller. I know I would pre-order one. I can't wait to play Amico on like an even better controller. Even though the cell phone with the disc attachment, it kicks ass. And we'll try John's idea of turning down the sensitivity to the lowest setting, or the disk space or dead zone, that's what he called it, so that we could get an even more enhanced experience. And I think once the beta testing is over, then you won't have to customize everything so much. Hopefully it'll come set up by default. Yeah, so that's the good news. They said that they're things they accomplished with Sideswiper's AI update. Tried that, it's fun. Android TV and compatibility. Now we see that it actually is working with Shield. I was a little bit worried because I looked at the other games. I'm like, wait a minute, it's not fixed on Shield yet. And then I found out, technicality, it's actually one game is fixed on Shield. Hopefully the other ones will be fixed soon, very shortly. We'll give updates on that. So yeah, so that's the good news to report in today's episode. Is NVIDIA Shield is now working on Amico Home. Yay! Let's get a crowd cheer for that one. Finally. Alright, so thanks everyone for watching. I guess we'll just wrap up with my sponsor message. Hopefully I can finish it in a minute. Alright, thanks again Patreon, Society 6, Finishing Quick, My Specialty, saying comes on t-shirts, bed sheets, both popular with the ladies. Hido TV pays you to watch videos, Swagbucks to shop, GameKit to try games, and free Bitcoin is a wallet for crypto. It's free to try out. You can keep putting crypto in it and watch it grow and grow. Just like the virtual made sex machine. It's for adults and men only. If ladies use a sex machine, they know who to call. Just kidding. And my website, and it's got updates on a whole bunch of stuff I work on. So thanks for checking it out. Let's wrap up with the main entrance exit. Later, everyone. Amico, working on Shield.